Okay, thank you everyone for joining. We're going to start the meeting right now, and I'll hand over to you, Di, to kick off the meeting for us.
Thank you so much. Good evening, Africa, and good afternoon to the United States and Canada. Why don't you go ahead and tell us where you're logging in from? I think from our event responses, we've got quite a number of people from all over the world. So welcome to Breaking into Business Analysis. This webinar is hosted by the Skilled Business Analyst. And those of you who know my page from Facebook, I have had the privilege of helping promote this because I believe in the future of work. So some of you have come through from our page, The Future of Work with Diane C. And I just want to welcome you. Oh, we got lots of people coming in from Rwanda, Indiana, Toronto. Oh, my word. Welcome. And I know that the next 45 to 59 minutes is going to be well worth your time. So whether you're breaking into business analysis, if you're a newcomer to the profession, or you're thinking of a career change, you are in the right place. And today we have a seasoned business analyst. I mean, whoop, whoop, girl power. We have Tendai Mutsai, who is very well experienced in this field. She is a certified practitioner and an educator. And the Skilled Business Analyst is also an IIBA approved educator, guys. So you're getting the real deal for free. So, I just hope that we will probably go through this in like 45 minutes. And then we're going to have about 10 to 12 minutes of questions, but you are more than welcome to jot your questions in the chat box, and we'll be able to get back to you. This is being recorded, and a recording of this session will be available after the webinar. So thank you. Without wasting much time, let's welcome Tendai Mutsai. Thank you.
Thank you, Di. Fantastic. Thank you so much for the lovely introduction. And I'm so excited to see all of the countries that are being represented on this webinar. We've got Kenya, we've got South Africa, we've got Nigeria, we've got Indiana, we've got US, we've got Canada. So thank you so much, everyone, for joining. I'm just going to share my screen, and then we'll get started right away. So the title of this webinar is Breaking into Business Analysis, right? So I'm sure a lot of you on the call really want to understand, what is business analysis all about, right? What does it entail? So before I go into any specifics, before I go into the meat of the presentation, if you've got another device, I ask you please to go to menti.com. I'm just going to start the presentation, right? Go to menti.com for me, type in 2 or 3 words that you would associate with business analysis, right? The code is displayed on the screen, 5248875. I'll also put it in the chat, and we're going to start seeing some of the responses that you guys will put onto the screen. So really, what does business analysis mean to you? What have you heard about business analysis? Please go ahead, put it onto menti.com, use the code 5248875. I see there's already someone there. If you've got another device, please go ahead. I'll give us about 1 minute to 2 minutes just so that you can let me know what your understanding of business analysis is all about. Okay. AI. Okay, someone says AI. Okay, projects. Oh, I love busy. Someone put busy there, right? Someone put AI. Someone put systems. Okay, great. We've got work. Okay, yes, business analysis is a lot of work. You'll see that when I get into the details. Right, anyone else? As much as you can, what does business analysis, what do you understand by business analysis? Right, let's see, documentation. Okay, very interesting. Solution founding, I love that. Stakeholder management, absolutely critical. Change management at the heart of what we do as business analysts, making business better. Wow, so eloquently put, whoever did put that, right? Conflict resolution. Yes, you're gonna have a lot of stakeholder management to do, which includes conflict resolution, right? Business insights, definitely trying to get some business insights, data analysis, collaboration. I love that. Okay, so I think from what you guys have put here, right, I think you guys have got an understanding of really what business analysis is all about. Thank you so much for participating in that short survey. Just to show you what we're going to be going through today, right, I'm going to start just explaining what exactly is business analysis, right, and moving away from the theory, really going into a practical example, showing you guys what a business analyst does, and then going into a typical day in the life of a business analyst, really showing what they do. Right, then I'm going to move on to why should you pursue a business analysis career, which I'm sure a lot of you who are on this call want to pursue a business analysis career, right? We're going to go into breaking into business analysis profession. What does it take? What do you need to do? What qualities are you supposed to possess to be a great business analyst, right? We're going to go into the key competencies of a business analyst, right? What exactly are those skills, those knowledge, the abilities that you need to be a great business analyst, right? Then I'm going to give you some tips on how you can kickstart your BA career. And then finally, I'm going to really tell you guys about how the skilled business analyst can help you really elevate your career and get to the next level as a business analyst, right? So let's go into the meat of what is business analysis. So on my screen, I'm really just showing you guys the definition as per the IIBA. For those of you guys who are not aware of what the IIBA is, that stands for the International Institute of Business Analysis. They are the global governing body for business analysis profession worldwide, right? So they really give us practices and standards in terms of how we must perform and carry out our jobs as business analysts and what we really stand for. What is our mission? You know, what is the value proposition that we as business analysts give out there, right? So business analysis is really defined as the practice of enabling change in an enterprise by defining needs and recommending solutions that deliver value, right? So let's break this down, right? What do they mean by enabling change, right? Business analysts, I always say, at the end of the day, we are going into organizations, right? I saw someone says, you know, making businesses do better business, right? So really we are about enabling change. I always say to people, when you think of a business analyst, think of a doctor, right? You guys go to a doctor when you're sick to get some medication to make you better. The same is with us as business analysts, right? Organizations call us in, right, to help them diagnose what exactly is going on in the business, right? What are the business problems? What are the needs? What are the opportunities? And then we prescribe, we make sure that we give recommendations, solutions that solve those business problems or address those needs or opportunities, right? So that is the practice of really enabling change, which is what we do as business analysts, right? Defining needs, right? Really getting to the root cause analysis, right? Most of the time when you're speaking to your stakeholders or when you're speaking to people, you know, they're just really talking about the symptoms of what's going on in an organization, right? It's our responsibility as business analysts to really dig deep and see what is causing all of these problems, really try and address the root cause so that we make sure that we put in a solution that adequately caters, right, for the specific problem or need or opportunity, right? And of course, the fun part, which is the recommending of solutions, right? Recommending of solutions, which is not only technology related, right? I hear a lot of people, I think I saw someone put AI there, right? I hear a lot of people think that business analysis is all about technology, right? We also look at processes. We also look at people in terms of organizational redesign and change, right? So recommending solutions is not only an IT solution, right? There's people, there's processes, right? And there's technology. Those three things combined together. And then ultimately, right, really what is at the foundation of what we do as business analysts is really delivering value, right? At the end of the day, it's not really about just going live with a project, right? It's really seeing what are the quantitative benefits or the qualitative benefits that we have delivered to the organization, right? So really, this is the definition of business analysis as per the IIBA. So what I want to do now is I really want to walk you through a practical example, right? Because I'm sure a lot of you are like, Tendai, fair and fine, right? You've explained business analysis, right? But put it to a practical example and show us what I as a business analyst would do on a day-to-day basis, right? So let's take a case study that we're all aware of, right? Retailers, right? I've just called this retailer ABC, right? With the onset of the pandemic, I'm sure you're aware that a lot of retailers lost a lot of foot traffic, right, into their stores. People, if you can just make sure that we are muted, please. Thank you very much. Right, a lot of people lost foot traffic, right, in their stores, right? So what did this mean for retailers, right? Of course, sales dropped immediately, right? Inventory sat on shelves for longer, right? And at the end of the day, what businesses had to do is they really had to pivot, they had to adjust, right, to really align with what was going on in the industry. And most of the time, what has happened now, not even in the industry, in the whole world, right, and what has happened is that they had to call on a lot of consultants, which includes the role that we're discussing today, which is business analysts, right? So retailer ABC, which is our case study, they set aside a budget and really engage a consulting firm where you are working as a business analyst, right? So now you have been assigned, right, as a business analyst on a project team that will be working on this specific project, right? So you're probably wondering, oh gosh, right, what would I do? What would my role entail as a business analyst, right, in this specific case study that we're looking at, right? So the first thing as a business analyst is you just don't rush to recommend solutions. Oh, I know exactly what's going on. Let's just do this, right? The fundamental thing that we need to do is we need to make sure that we understand the current state. Where are we as a business? Where is that business retailer ABC in terms of processes, in terms of technology, right? In terms of people, right? That current state analysis is what business analysts usually do. They go in, how do they do that? We use a lot of tools, a lot of techniques, right? Which we won't go into too much detail on this call because we've got about 50 tools or techniques as business analysts in our little suitcase, right? So we use a lot of tools and techniques to really understand what is the current state. Where is retailer ABC currently, right? Once you've understood the current state, as a business analyst, you would then say, where do they want to go? What is the future desired state that this business analyst, this specific organization really wants to move into, right? So of course, that is, what are the objectives, right? What are the goals? Where do they want to go? Again, a lot of engagement, a lot of collaboration that you will do with your organization or with the client, right? Then once you've understood the current state, you've understood the future state, right? How do we get there, right? Fundamentally, as business analysts, this is you. How do we get there, right? You've understood the current state. You've understood where the business wants to go. As a business analyst, your job really is to bridge that gap between the current state and the future state. And again, a lot of people ask me, Tindai, how do I do that? Again, a combination of tools, techniques that we use as business analysts to gauge that specific, the how, right? Which is the strategy that we do. Right. What would your role entail as a business analyst? Again, I've gone into specific detail. I just want to say that this is really summarized at high level. Those of you who are BAs know that there's a lot, there's more to this, right? But hopefully this really encompasses what we do as business analysts, really understanding the purposes, the objectives of a project, very critical. Understanding who our key stakeholders are, right? Who are stakeholders that are involved in this project, right? What are the requirements? What are their needs? Right? What do these stakeholders require from us, right? And then only going to the solution. You can see that the solution is really the how is the last part. Fundamentally, the why, the who, and the what is what you must understand as a business analyst, right? So really that case study, retailer ABC, just giving you guys an understanding of how you would approach a specific project, right? Let's go into the typical day of a business analyst, right? Disclaimer, I know it's 9 to 5. I know a lot of people who are business analysts on the call, like Tindai, we do more than 9 to 5, definitely, right? But a standard day, right? Starting off with planning with your team, planning the day, I mean, for yourself. I think that's very important. You probably will have a stand-up meeting with your project team or your agile team, depending on the methodology, which is just a way of working that your organization does, right? You will go again and analyze information as a business analyst, right? 11 o'clock, you're speaking to your stakeholders. 12 o'clock, you're documenting your findings, right? At 1 o'clock, you're probably responding to emails. And guess what? The cycle begins again after lunch, right? Most of the time, as business analysts, you are speaking to your stakeholders. You're eliciting requirements, right? We make sure as business analysts that we are building great relationships with our stakeholders, because at the end of the day, all of our requirements, right, everything that we do, we deliver for people, right? So we need to make sure that we've got great relationships with our business stakeholders. So really, this is what a typical day in the life of a business analyst would look like if you were to be assigned to that specific case study. Right. So I hope that has really clarified really what a business analyst does, right? What you can expect on a day-to-day basis, and fundamentally what you will be doing, right, as a business analyst. Let's move on to why you should pursue a career in business analysis. I'm sure a lot of you on this call, you want to pursue a career. You've already gotten some information, right? But I'm just going to make sure that I further solidify the business case for you guys to pursue a career in this field, right? First of all, it is definitely a high demand career. I mean, most of these statistics that I'm presenting to you are from the IIBA. On a yearly basis. They do a global survey with business analysts, with organizations to really find out about the state of business analysis in the world, right? So first of all, it's a high demand career. I mean, 14,000 business analysis jobs alone posted on Indeed.com, and that's expected to grow by 30%. Right. Between 2018 and 2028, there's expected to be an 85% increase in jobs related to business analysis. Guys, just listen to that 85% increase. Don't you guys want to be at least part of that 85%? I'm sure you do. That's why you're on the call, right? And then 6 of the top 10 skills, right, of 2025 listed by World Economic Forum, right? They do a whole prediction in terms of what skills are coming up next in the next 4 or 5 years, right? 6 of those skills are really business analysis skills. I'm talking about analytical thinking, innovation, problem solving, not only just problem solving, complex problem solving, critical thinking, reasoning, right? And just ideation, right? So very important, showing you guys that business analysis is definitely a high demand career, right? Going into the money, right? Reward, financial reward is important, right? Just look at the entry level salaries that are displayed here, right? Again, like I'm telling you guys, these are statistics that we got from the IIBA. I mean, $75,000 as a starting salary, not bad at all on Indeed.com, right? Glassdoor.com, $69,000. So really, these are great numbers in terms of just starting off. Imagine by the time you become an intermediate BA, you become a senior BA and a managing BA, and you go, to higher level positions, right? So really great financial reward in addition to being a high demand career, right? Let's move on, right? Really a path to career advancement, right? This is what I really love about business analysis. It's just not really, one-sided, right? There's just so many different paths you can pursue as a business analyst, right? Starting with a strategic path, right? You really head of strategy analyst, corporate strategy analyst, right? A lot of roles in strategy that you can pursue once you've really gotten an understanding and you've practiced as a business analyst, right? Operational business process analyst, operations analyst, right? Business process architect. Again, a lot of roles there within the operational space that you can pursue. Tactical, right? Really focusing on being maybe a systems analyst, right? Maybe focusing on becoming a business analysis manager, right? Or even a functional analyst, right? Product ownership, for those of you who are aware of what Agile is and how it works, right? As a business analyst, most business analysts, in fact, they said that 33% of business analysts are performing product ownership roles, right? Head of product, right? Chief product officer. I mean, these are things that can come a bit later, right? But again, showing you the trajectory, right, of the career that you can actually take once you've become a business analyst, right? Cybersecurity, very important, right? Cybersecurity analyst. The IIBA itself has released specific certifications just related to cybersecurity. Agile space as well. I'd forgotten that. Scrum Master, if you guys are aware, Scrum Master, product owner is also a role. Also within the development team, there's quality assurance. Some development teams also have UX designers, UX analysts, right? Which is a whole field on its own. And of course, business data analytics, right? Data is the new currency. So that's again another field that you can pursue. Right. And then finally, why should you pursue a career in business analysis? This is what I love, right? Really a chance to make a difference, right? There's some things that I've launched in my past career. I think I've been a business analyst for the past 15 years, right? There's a lot of projects that I've worked on, and there's a lot of initiatives that I've launched that I look back and, it's got your stamp of approval, right? So really becoming that change agent, going into organization, implementing a new system. Like for instance, I implemented a credit card for a specific bank, right, in South Africa when I was there. But just having a looking at that and seeing that you were responsible for that, right, it's very rewarding, right? Problem solver, like I said, really, we're going in to solve problems, right? You really are working with senior people to really make sure that the business moves forward, right? Value creator. like I said, underpinning every single thing that we do, we need to make sure that we're adding value. We just don't do things for the sake of doing things. So we question, we make sure that everything we are putting forward is definitely got value. And the fun part, which is innovation. I mean, when you are recommending solutions, you can be innovative, right? You can really be innovative, of course, within a certain boundaries, right? You're going to operate with your team, but at least it gives you that space to think out loud, right? And really be innovative. Right. More reasons. Hey guys, who's convinced right now? Who wants to do this, right? Tell me in the chat who really wants to become a business analyst after just showing you all of these, fantastic stats and really showing you where the business analysis career can head to, right? Information technology. Swanile is sold. I love that, right? Finance and insurance. Faith is sold. Abba is solved. I love this, guys, right? So versatile career. Like I said, you can really you're not limited to one industry, right? Again, taking my career where I started off, I was in financial services, I was in asset management, I moved to retail, I moved to oil and gas, I moved to aviation, right? So at the end of the day, your core skill set, right, as a business analyst is what is absolutely critical because it enables you to move right from industry to industry. We call that transferable skills, right? So these are different industries, right, that business analysts work in, but of course it's very vast. And then finally, rewarding. I mean, I've been doing this for 15 years. I'm still doing it. I'm now teaching, mentoring, and coaching upcoming business analysts. I love this job, guys. It's really highly engaging. It's collaborative. You've got continuous learning. I think that's where it really hits for me because I'm a lifelong learner. I believe in just continuously upgrading yourself, right? So really, if you are a lifelong learner, you love learning, absolutely business analysis for you. And like I said, it's a dynamic profession. No 2 days are the same. That day that I showed you a few slides earlier, tomorrow it can be fundamentally different, right? Depending on what's going on with your customers and depending on what the organization prioritizes, right? So really, guys, versatile career, rewarding career, right? Just showing you guys the importance of business analysis, showing you guys why you should pursue a career in business analysis. Right. Let's go into something that you guys have all been waiting for really is, so Tendai, you know what, you've told me what a business analyst is, right? You've explained why I should do this. My hand is up. I'm ready to go, right? So what does it take? What must I do? What does it take, right? So the first thing that I always say to people, right, is you want to make sure you want to look at qualities. Do you have these specific qualities, right, that I'm going to be speaking to that really will show whether you will do well in this role or not, right? The first quality is natural curiosity. What do I mean by that, right? You ask a lot of questions. You want to know more about things. You really want to understand why things are the way they are, right? That's natural curiosity. So if you've got these kind of qualities, you're well on your way to becoming a good business analyst, right? Another specific area, right, in terms of qualities is problem solving, right? In terms of problem solving, you're a person who just loves to come up with solutions, right, to problems. It could be in your personal life, it can be in your current role, right? You enjoy being creative, you analyze and analyze and analyze. You're very analytical, right? Very important as well, right? Building stakeholder relationships, right? You naturally enjoy working with people. You are very empathetic, right? As a business analyst, you work with people. Like I said, you deliver solutions for people. So you have to make sure that you really have got great relationship building skills. You're empathetic, right? You practice active listening, right? Listening to understand, right? Before you actually articulate anything, right? And most importantly, right, are you a person who brings clarity, right, to complex situations in your personal life, right? Or do you bring order where there's chaos, right? Are you very structured? Are you very methodical in your work, right? And do you enjoy just breaking down complex information into manageable pieces, right? So these are some of the qualities that are important. And if they resonate with you, trust me, guys, this is a profession that you want to do, right? Okay, let's go on to some of the competencies, right? One thing that a lot of people come to me and they say, Tendai, I want to become a BA, right? I don't have BA experience. I tell a lot of people that, it's really not about having BA experience. It's about the competencies, the skills the knowledge, the abilities that you have, right? You've got people coming from engineering, from commerce, from the arts, right? From different faculties, right? Or different industries, actually pursuing a business analyst career, right? So really it's about looking back on the skills that you've had, right? This is why I'm showing you these competencies, right? Looking at these competencies, seeing whether you've got something, you've done something along these lines, right? If you have, trust me, transferable skills are what makes this profession really, it's got low barriers to entry, right? So let's go into the core competencies, right, of a business analyst, right? As I'm talking through this, think of your own career. For those of you who want to break into the profession, think of your own career, right? And just think, do I have these skills? Have I been doing this, right? If you have, make a note, right? And meet up with us after this, right? Schedule a session with us, because we will be able to show you exactly, right, which career path in terms of business analysis you must pursue, what certifications you can do, right? So when we talk about interaction skills, we're talking about facilitation. A lot of the time as business analysts, you're in meetings with senior stakeholders or end users, right? Can you facilitate meetings, right? Can you facilitate conflict, right? There's a lot of, stakeholder management, right? Leadership and influencing, right? Like I said, you're going to be speaking to a lot of senior VPs, right? In meetings, right? Can you lead? Can you influence, right? Teamwork. We work a lot in teams as business analysts, right? You work with project managers, developers, testers, other BAs, UX designers, data analysts, systems analysts, right? You're going to work with a lot of people. How are your interaction skills around there, right? Have you been in a position before where you've worked in a team with different people, right? Bring that skill over, right, to break into the profession, right? Negotiation and conflict resolution, absolutely critical. You're going to have stakeholders coming to you, with two different opposing solutions for a problem. How do you negotiate, right? How do you mediate such a solution? And of course, teaching. As a business analyst, one of our key competencies, right, is really to bring clarity to complex situations, right? How do you do that? By teaching specific people, right? Giving them enlightenment on any area that is needed, right, for a specific project. So interaction skills, look back on your career, right? Let's go into tools and technology. I mean, guys, with the advent of COVID, right, a lot of us are online. Some of us are still working remotely and only going to the office a few days, right? So business analysts, we've had to be really creative. Now more than ever, we had to be creative, right? So there's a lot of tools that are used. You guys, we use Mentimeter at the beginning of this meeting, right? That's a tool. There's Miro, Visio, standard Visio, right? So there's a lot of tools that we use as business analysts, right? If you've used them before, if you haven't used them before, again, these are low barrier entries. They're not complex tools. They're really easy and easy to use. Yeah. Okay, communication skills, right? So verbal communication skills, very important, right? Non-verbal communication skills. So it's just not about how you talk, what you're saying, but how you're saying it, right? Written communication, right? I'm talking about documentation, right? We do a lot of what are called specifications and, requirements, documenting requirements. How are you doing that? And of course, part of communication is listening, right? Listening first to understand before being understood. A key quality that we must have as business analysts, right? Let's go on to the next point, which is business knowledge, right? Really understanding the business, right? Organization, knowledge, what is happening within the business, right? Also looking outwardly in terms of the industry. Who are the key competitors? What are the leading practices? What is happening out there, right? Also having knowledge of different solutions, right? Nowadays, there's Chat GPT. What does that mean for the organization, if relevant at all, right? There's noise around that, right? And of course, different methodology knowledge. Like I spoke about Agile, I spoke about Kanban, SAFe. There's all different things happening out there. When I say knowledge, I'm not saying become an expert, but be aware of what is going out there. And then, of course, analytical thinking and problem solving, very important, right? I'm talking about systems thinking, conceptual thinking, right? Creative thinking. These are skills. Again, if you've done that in the past, you can bring them over into business analysis. And then finally, behavioral characteristics, right? I'm talking about trustworthiness, right? Personal accountability, ethics, managing your time wisely, all very important. And if you look at these competencies, right, for business analysts, again, they're not rocket science. I'm sure in your current role, you've probably been doing that before. How do you now bring them, forward into business analysis? Okay. So what does it take? Let's go through a few steps. If you've got a pen and paper, just make note of these steps, right? Because I think they're really beneficial in terms of you leaving this webinar, right? Really taking the next step in your career to become a business analyst. The first step is really about, understanding the BA profession and the key competencies, right? You guys are already a step ahead because this webinar has given you information at a high level, right? What is business analysis and what are the key competencies, right? Even if you still want to go further and really get to understanding what this is all about, I always say to people, subscribe to thought leader content, right? Blog posts. The Skilled BA, we've got an active blog where we're blogging every single week on various topics. Go to our blog, have a look at our blog, right? Join LinkedIn groups. Skilled Business Analyst is on LinkedIn as well, right? Attend webinars. It's so great. It's a Saturday, right? Some of you, it's at night, right? But you guys are really demonstrating, wanting to advance your careers. Hence, you're on this call, right? So really understanding the BA profession and key competencies and keeping tabs of what is going on in the profession, very important first step, in terms of breaking into business analysis. Step 2, right? I mentioned this when we're going through the competencies. Reflect on your career, right? Identify the competencies you already have, right? You may not have had the formal title of business analyst, right? But maybe your work that you've done, probably you've done problem solving, you've applied analytical thinking, right? All of which are fundamental skills of a business analyst, right? So this step is very important, right? Because it really sees you what you already have and what gaps you need, right? And we at the Skilled Business Analyst, we offer a competency assessment. This is something that we offer as the Skilled Business Analyst. Really sit down one-on-one where we actually gauge your level of skills that you're bringing across from different industries, right? Based on your prior work experience, and then really telling you or giving you advice in terms of how you can move forward in your career, right? So reflecting on your career is very important. The next step, which again, I'm also very passionate about, is really find a mentor, right? A mentor really gives you the opportunity to discover and grow yourself, right? You've got a direct channel to someone who's got, who has been in the game, right? Who understands what business analysis is and who can really give you feedback and guidance according to what they've been through, right? It also gives you accountability and the assurance that you can always reach out to your mentor, right? If you've got anything, right? There's various ways to find mentors, right? Each and every single country will have what we call an IIBA chapter. Lean on your IIBA chapter, right? Connect with the skilled business analysts. We offer mentorship services as well. We've got great skilled professionals within our firm who are able to step up and mentor each and every one of you if you do come on board. Right. Step 4. Right. Look out for opportunities in your work environment. Don't be shy. Don't be shy to tell your employer, this is where I want to go. Right. I always say to people, you are the captain of your own career. You're the captain of your ship. Right. If you're not communicating what you want to do, no one is going to come with a silver platter and hand it over to you and say, here you go, become a business analyst. Not at all, right? Identify opportunities where you can apply. You guys now have an understanding of the competencies, right, of the skills. Identify those specific opportunities and really step up to the plate, right? It's daunting, right? Not everyone can do it, but, with just a push and also knowledge is power, understanding exactly what you want to do after you've consulted with us, absolutely step up, right? Step 5. Right. Look out for training opportunities to enhance your understanding. Right. Also very critical. And when I say training opportunities, very important. You want to reach out to those training organizations that are endorsed by the IIBA, right? That Skilled Business Analyst, we are an endorsed education provider. We offer training opportunities, right? Especially for the entry-level BAs, right? There's an entry-level certificate in business analysis, which I think is a great foundation for anyone really wanting to understand what business analysis is all about, and also having a stamp of approval, right, on your resume to say you understand business analysis and you understand where it's going, right? So training opportunity is absolutely critical. Towards the end of the presentation, I'm going to give you some details on how you can reach out to us and how we can help you take that next level with training. Right, and then finally, right, you want to align your resume, not CV. Miss Fari will tell me it's a resume. She's here on the call. Your resume, you want to align your resume, right, really with a BA role, right? What does that entail? Like I said, looking back on past skills, right, and seeing how you can bring that to your business analysis role, right? Again, the skilled business analyst works closely with professionals, right, to really tailor your resume with BA roles, right? Breaking into the profession, How are we feeling, guys? Do you feel you can break into the profession, having looked at the competencies, right? Having looked at all of the skills that I've displayed? Please show me in the chat, show me your enthusiasm, right? You guys leaving this call, you guys are definitely going to go ahead and really make sure that you break into this profession, right? I see, nice. People are fired up, great. Right, now let me talk through how the skilled business analyst can help you break into the profession, right? What is it that we do as a skilled business analyst? How can we help you break into this profession, right? As a skilled business analyst, we've got 4 pillars that we look at. We look at training, we look at mentoring, we look at coaching, and we look at consulting, right? These are the 4 pillars that really our organization is based on. And before I go into each one of these, I really want to speak about the value proposition. What is our value proposition, right? What makes us stand out, from everyone else, and why should you come and train with us, right? I mean, our mission at the Skilled Business Analyst is really we want to create the next generation of highly skilled business analysis professionals, right? The reason why the name is Skilled Business Analyst, right, is because I've noticed there's a lot of gaps in the industry. There are people who are practicing as business analysts, but they're not 100% confident, right, or sure in terms of how everything fits together and how things work, right? So our key mission is really we want to empower you, right? We want to make sure that you become highly skilled through expert training, expert coaching, and expert mentoring, right? These are our specific value proposition. The first thing is that we've got expert instructors, right? I think from this call, you can just see that I'm really passionate about this profession, right? This profession for me is absolutely rewarding. Like I said, you are able to really make sure that you grow in the profession and you're able to give back, right? You're able to train, mentor, and coach other people, right? We've got high expertise, right? As a skilled business analyst. What does that mean? I mean, our specific instructors have got more than 10 years experience, right, in the industry. We've got lived experiences, right? We can speak from case studies that we've done in the past, right? We can show you step by step, how business analysis is done. I'm sure there's people on the call who've attended those specific training sessions or mentoring or coaching sessions who can attest to the fact that, when it comes to our training, it's really lived experiences and it's making sure that you get that one-on-one, right? Thought leaders in business analysis, right? We're really thought leaders in business analysis, right? We look at trends, right? Like I said, we've got an active blog, right? We're really about educating our specific knowledge, our specific industry or our participants, or, so how do we do that? Through social media. If you go to our Instagram profile, if you go to our LinkedIn profile, really, we are driving a lot of thought leader content there, right? Expert course delivery, right? Our courses really are collaborative, right? It's a rich learning experience. You get to learn from other students, right? Immediate application into the work environment. Most of the people who've gone through our courses are able to say, Tendai, I was able to use the specific skill absolutely the next day. And then the great thing about it is that accessibility. Most of the people on the call are from different African countries. We've got people from the States, people from Canada, right? It's all about accessibility, right? We offer convenience, which is flexibility. We offer online training, online mentoring, online coaching, right? Which has proved very effective, especially in the days that we're in, right? So this is really our value proposition as the skilled business analyst. Let's go in the types of training that we offer, right? So we offer first and fundamentally IIBA certification training. Like I said, we're an endorsed education provider. I do apologize from what you're seeing on the screen. I think one of the participants just made a mistake there, so apologies about that. But we are an endorsed education provider, right? You are able to earn professional development hours, right? Required not only for the CBAP exam, but for the ECBA, which is the entry-level exam, for the CCBA, which is intermediate. So if you've got 3 to 5 years experience as a business analyst, and then for CBAP, which is 7 years or more, right? We do an absolute thorough review of each knowledge area, right? And then we offer 100% pass rate, right? We guarantee 100% pass rate with our students, right, who write the exam because we've got that specific experience. Right, some success stories that we've had. I'm not sure if they're on the call, but these are the people that we trained towards the end of last year who managed to get their ECBA and their CBAP certifications, very successful. They managed to get great roles. Rejoice is in Zimbabwe, South Africa. Chimezi is in the US, right? We also offer corporate training, right? So corporate group training for IIBA certification exams. So, really training your team. If you've got a team of business analysts, if you are on the call, if you manage business analysts, this is something that we're able to chat about, right? Professional development, right? So we skills-based training. So if your business analysts need training on specific facilitation skills, right? How to interact with different people in the teams, right? These are some of the things that we offer the skilled business analysts. And of course, professional development workshops as a skilled business analyst. This is something that we do as well with a lot of corporates. So again, if you are on the call, you're managing a team of business analysts, or you are in a team of business analysts, this is something that you can suggest to your manager or to your lead to say, I think this is important. We can engage a skilled business analyst, right? And then finally, coaching and mentoring, right? Like I said, very important. You want to have someone who works alongside you, right? Especially if you're an existing business analyst, you want to be able to get someone to work alongside you and make sure that you're doing the right thing, right? And this is our approach. What you see here is the approach that we take as the skilled business analyst for coaching and mentoring, right? We assess the current state, no problem. We assess the current state, right? Where are you currently in your career, right? Then we set goals, right? What do you want to achieve? Right. Then we create a roadmap for you to achieve those goals. And then we establish a coaching agreement where we say, this is exactly when we're going to meet, how we're going to meet, and this is how we're going to be accountable to each other. Right. So coaching and mentoring, great service that we offer. And I always say to people, if you're an entry level or you're thinking about becoming an entry level business analyst, right, just getting that specific coaching to understand where you are, where you want to be, or even if you are a seasoned business analyst or intermediate business analyst, you need help on projects, right? This is something that we offer at the Skilled Business Analyst, right? Again, some success stories for coaching and mentoring, right? These two students, we had them during the month of January. I'm not sure if they're on the call, but really we worked through a case study step by step. These two are already practicing individuals. They are business analysts. So we went through step by step what they would do in terms of when they got projects. We helped them, we coached them, right? And I'm proud to say they're adding quite a lot of value, right, in their respective organizations, so which is great for us, right? And then finally, business analysis consulting. Like I said, your resume, right? Having your look at your resume, tailoring it to make sure that you can apply for business analysis roles, right? Business analysis maturity assessments, right? For those people who are in a business analysis team, right? In terms of maturity, where are you guys not really, skilled? Do you want to get to a level of skills? A skilled business analysis team, what does that mean for you, right? So this is something that we'll come in, we'll gauge the level of maturity, and we'll recommend steps in order for you guys to move to a more high maturity practice, right? And of course, business analysis course development, we also work with some universities to develop business analysis course curriculum. Right, guys. So before I go into our course start dates, right? So really, I've taken you guys through what is business analysis, right? Then we went into just a practical example in terms of what a business analyst would do, right? We then went into a typical day of a business analyst, and then we spoke about a compelling reason, right? Well, not even a compelling reason, compelling reasons, right? Why business analysis is such a highly rewarding, motivating career, right? Then we went to look at the specific competencies, right? What does it take to become a business analyst? I showed you a few competencies, right? Then we've discussed how we at the Skilled Business Analyst can help you take your career to the next level, right? In terms of the courses and when we start, I'm just displaying the specific courses, right? We've got the entry-level certificate in business analysis. We're starting April 1st, as well as CBAP, right? Again, it is online. We make sure that we work with professionals during the weekend because we know that it is working professionals, right? So it's weekend. Please send an email to info@theskilledba.com to register for corporate training, for coaching, for mentorship. Again, please send an email to info@theskilledba.com. We'll have a free discovery session to really find out what you want to do. And then from there on, we can chart, a roadmap in terms of what needs to be done. Right. Guys, I want to thank you so much for being on the call. I really want to thank you guys for wanting to engage and wanting to make sure that you take your business analysis profession to the next step, right? I'm hoping you guys are motivated. I'm hoping you guys are fired up to do this, right? For those of you who were on the fence in terms of, should I do this? Should I take a leap? I'm hoping that this webinar has given you that confidence to say, I want to do this. I want to take it ahead. And please feel free to send me an email, right? I've got our social media channels displayed here. If there are any questions, I'm not sure if there are any questions on the chat, please feel free. I think we can go into Q&A knowing that we've got about 10